As a voice actor who's done a lot of industrial and educational work, sometimes people ask me, like, how do you stay so smiley through the whole recording session? Like, it'll sometimes be hours and thousands of words of really dry content. And I'll show you how I do it.
The secret is to dance around in the booth quietly to keep yourself entertained.
Hey there! In the last 2 tutorials, we learned how to create a KPI field. I hope you've added the custom colors to your palette because we'll use them extensively when applying the colors of our charts. And KPI certificates. Those I gave to the corresponding calculated fields are minutes watched date range and certificates issued date range. Remember that you first had to drag the student ID field from dimensions to measures to apply aggregate functions to the relevant formula. Then drag that pill to the next property and the number will appear on the screen. The KPI relating to the certificates issued was more straightforward because the solution was to count the certificate IDs in the table. Here, the functions count and count distinct will output the same result, since, if you remember, certificate ID was a primary key in the student certificates table. This means that there are no 2 certificates bearing the same certificate ID.
Hi, I was asleep, but then I woke up because I remembered that in college there was this girl who she could play like a lot of different instruments, and there was like a rumor, or maybe she said this, that like she had an extra fold in her brain that made it really easy for her to play lots of instruments. And like I just realized that that sounds like total bullshit, but like maybe it's not. Like, was I just like really gullible, or is that a real thing that can happen to somebody? Anyway.
Lesbians, it is cozy season, which means you guys need someone to cuddle with. Let's talk about it. See that blue button in the bottom left corner? That's where you can download this dating app for lesbians. And I know there's nothing that you cozy queer nerds love more than adorable pins. Scientifically backed. Oh, hang on. This is the science. Does that explain it? Good. I will not be taking questions at this time. How do I know this? Here's my credentials. These are just my pins. My partner's pins aren't even on here. There's a separate one for their pins. So the Her app has got you covered in all these departments. You get to find your special someone by looking at their cute little pins. What's not to love? And they have them for all kinds of things, like identities, hobbies, habits, lifestyles. They've even got them for like love languages and horoscopes. And I know you guys love a horoscope pin. I've seen them. Don't lie to me. You have one. On your backpack right now. I can feel it. Or as a sticker on your water bottle. Anyway, they reflect a bunch of different aspects of queer culture, so you can get a quick look at what somebody's all about. And you can also broadcast what you're all about, like, super easily. And we all know there's no easier way to strike up a conversation with a fellow queer person than being like, hey, I love your pin. Where'd you get it? Are you single? I mean, you don't have to go as fast as I just did, but I have had success with that. No, I haven't. I've never said that to anybody. So yeah, if you download the app, it makes dating easier and cuter. Talk about an app that knows their audience, right? Happy cozy season, y'all. Good luck out there. I'm gonna get you a pin. It says cute.
I learned something about myself today that I'm not proud of. And that is, if you send me an invite to your wedding, I will not RSVP. I will not go on the little website, and I will not look at the times and then look at my calendar and figure out if I can go. I will put it on my fridge, and I will wait for you to text me and say, hey, did you RSVP to my wedding? And I'll say, yeah, I can go. And then you'll say, can you do it on the website? And I'll say, okay. And then I won't. And then you have to text me again, and then I'll do it. Why am I like this? So here's a funny thing about living in LA. If you see 2 men in a coffee shop and they're talking to each other, they're making a movie. That's the rule. There cannot be 2 men in a coffee shop sitting together talking without them trying to make a movie. It's just, it happened. You can test this theory. Go to a coffee shop in LA, stand somewhere near 2 men and listen to what they're saying. They're making a movie. And part of me just wants to like walk up to them and be like, you know, you guys could just have cute little coffee dates like the rest of us. Like, you don't have to do this pretense of making the next best movie. You can just catch up and like be cute, like get your little lattes, talk about your I don't know, leave us alone, stop doing this to us, we don't need more of your movies. Hey, Sapphic TikTok. I was talking with a couple of friends about dating last night and like what it is to date as like a queer, lesbian, just a sapphic woman. right? And I'm kind of mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm happy it exists. It didn't exist when I needed it. And this is about me. But essentially, back when I was on dating apps in like 2017, like all you got was like a couple of lines of bio, maybe a few pictures, maybe somebody's pronouns, and that was kind of it. And the rest of you were sort of like left to figure out with each other, you know? And it just led to tragedy. Like, you'd be so in love with a person, so into them, and then find out part of the way through that their relationship style like does not match yours. And so you just get into these situations where you're deeply in love with a woman who wants to live in Utah and be open, and you're like, okay, but I just kind of want to date you, but I don't think I'm ever going to win out over the appeal of Utah lesbians. The backcountry. God, this is the gayest thing I've ever said. Somebody call REI. And next thing you know, you're crying your eyes out to a breakup text sitting under the Pulaski Bridge. Like, it was so unnecessary. None of this had to happen if we had just communicated up front the kind of relationships that we'd wanted. And we were too young and too stupid and too messy to really do that well. And now you have help. Young queers, you have help. You can, okay, so like the dating app Her. Like, Her has added this functionality where you can add your relationship style into your profile. Monogamous, polyamorous, whether you're looking for hookups or a life partner, like there's a whole bunch of options. And you can put it into the app. You can filter for other people that are looking for the same thing. You don't have to do what I did, which was like at one point, I was so desperate to just find a girlfriend and have things be simple that I literally went on a first date once a week for like months. Like I was doing job interviews. It was like rom-com bullshit until I found somebody that I was into, who was into me, who wanted the same thing that I did. It took so... I could have done that. Just clicking a button. I could have just clicked. Boop. I won't get that time back. But you will! I mean, you can. Anyways, I'm like happy it exists. I'm kind of pissed that it didn't when I was young. But, like, go forth. Go forth and prosper, young sapphics. You got it so good. Go check out the Her app. They're doing some great shit over there.
Hey, I know you might be going through it. A lot of us are going through it right now. And there's stuff like this. Check it out.
This little hummingbird is the exact same size as the lights on this Christmas wire. Look at him. He's the perfect size. He's a little Christmas light bird. And he's just chilling, doing his thing, being adorable. So when things are really bad, remember that at that same time, there's always little good things happening everywhere. Don't forget to look for them.